Well, we had a great camp. Whenever you come out of camp healthy and better, you feel pretty good. Really enjoyed watching this team work. Now we're ready to watch them play. So we're into game prep this past week and on to this week, and we've got a heck of a challenge this week against Eastern Illinois.
You mentioned ready to see them play. You know, every coach's what if going in.
Yep.
When you feel your team has had the month that you wanted and is ready to go.
Really do. Not only have they had a really good month, they've had a really good year. As soon as the season got over, his team went to work. Right after last game of the season, next day these guys were at it. And I don't know if I've been around a team that's worked this hard in the off season. It's really shown in their strength numbers, their size, but really the closeness. This is a very close-knit group, fun team to coach, and I'm really excited to watch them play come Thursday night.
When you play a team this close, there's always the bragging rights between fans.
Sure.
And you kind of recruit the same kids. Just talk when you play. You want to get that win extra special because it's a close team to your area.
Absolutely. First one's always the hardest, getting that first win. And we are close in proximity. There's a great tradition between the two programs. I've gotten the utmost respect for Eastern Illinois and their football program. Got a great challenge this Thursday night, but really anxious to get started.
Speaking of getting that first win,
Yep.
I mean, it really gets the season going. How key? I mean, to get that first win in the first game.
Well, it's huge. It's huge for everybody across the country. Everyone's going to be either 0-1 or 1-0, right? And everyone wants to be 1-0 and get off to a good start and make that improvement. I know Coach Wilkerson's talked at great length, and we certainly expect it. The improvement that they're going to make from year 1 to year 2. And I remember those years 5 years ago and how we made what I felt was great improvement from year 1 to year 2.
You have had some nice crowds on Thursday night games. You
Yep.
don't get them very often and don't get very many night games. How much are you eager to see people come out and support the team and the good atmosphere out there at Memorial Stadium?
Very excited about the opportunity to play on Thursday night. I think that's a great way to start the season. You have more time to prepare throughout camp leading up to that. It's not a Friday night game where it interferes with high school games. So I really enjoy playing Thursday night games. You get great crowds. The community, the Wabash Valley comes and support us, and all the Sycamore faithful, so it should be the same this Thursday night.
You said no major injuries, but Dinka had been sitting out, right?
Yep.
Are you 100% healthy going into this? Will they be playing? Where are you at that week?
Yeah, Dinka will play. He's been practicing. Like I said, this is the first time I think we've ever come through camp without any injuries. We've got guys hurt, but they'll all be back, and expect everyone to be back fully Thursday night.
Hey Curt, with this year's team, of course, South Dakota State, North Dakota State played for the national
Yep.
championship last year. This year, from let's say them down, it looks awful competitive with all the rest of the Missouri Valley. Would you say that's true? And with your young team, how do you see that coming along for the season?
Well, I think everybody in our team's good. Every week, it's very challenging. I don't know how many teams we got in the top 25. I know we're not, but I know there's 5 teams that are, and our goal is to work our way in there. And the way you do that is keep competing each and every week. And we've got a very challenging schedule, but make no mistake about it, we haven't talked about any team but one, and that's this Thursday night.
When you look at your team, a lot of people say, well, they're very young.
Mm-hmm.
How do you look at your team?
Well, young in the way that we have years left, I guess. We've got a lot of experienced guys. We return 17 starters, return all our specialists, guys that have played. So yeah, they may have a few years left because of COVID still, but these guys have played, and we're excited to watch them. I thought last year, we were inexperienced. We gained a lot of valuable experience last year, and it should show up this Thursday night.
You guys got a lot of Valley talent on this team. You got a lot of guys from Western Indiana, even going back into where I'm at, Brownsburg, in this area. I know you and I talked about this before, but how important is it to you and Indiana State to get these Indiana kids in this program?
Well, that's always been our goal, is to start here in the Wabash Valley, and we made that that statement when we first got here, and we've stuck to it. You know, we have 18 young men from the Wabash Valley. They're all contributing. They're all very much a part of it. Some are starting, some are playing, some are going to. And then we've hit the state. We've hit really the two states. You know, we got 65 guys from the state of Indiana. We got close to 20 from Illinois, and we go wherever we need to go from there. But it's always going to start here and home. And that's where our base is. And we've got great football in this Wabash Valley. I've always had the utmost respect for the football being played here. And that's where we'll always start our recruiting.
When you look at Chambers from last year and the progress he's made, what do you think from the end of the season until now for Chambers?
Well, I think his confidence has really grown. His composure as he got more experience last year really showed. You know, he was elected captain. I voted. We voted for captains. We had around 60 members, you know, which is probably about right. You know, you exclude the newcomers and the incoming freshmen from that voting, and you go with the 60 veterans. He had 56 out of 60 votes. And you know, Dante Hendricks, Jonas Griffith, those are the type of names that I would mention in that category as far as the respect he has for his teammates. Now that didn't just happen. That's a year's worth of work. You know, that's what he's done not only last season, but what he's done just like a lot of these guys from the last, you know, the end of the season to now.
Ricky mentioned Eastern Illinois. What do you see in them coming into the season?
I see a team that'll be much improved from year one to year two. They've got a lot of experience up front. That's where it always starts. I think they're very good up front. They'll be very skillful at the wide receiver position. They've got experience at quarterback. You know, they've got some dangerous threats as a punt returner, kick returner. They've got a great place kicker. So I think they're very sound on special teams. Defensively, I really like the way they play. They fly around. They'll hit you. They've got a great linebacker who's all conference. They're very physical up front. So again, you know, you always look at offense and defense and how they are up front, and I think that's their strength.
Any further questions? All right, Coach.
All right.
Thanks, Curt.
Okay, great. Thanks, guys.